Are you empowered to make good service decisions? The other day I was in a parking garage attached to a hotel, which had an automated payment machine. I put in my ticket and my credit card and should have been charged only $8. When my receipt came out, I was charged $23 for 2 hours of parking. And while this may be the going rate in New York, Chicago, or LA, this is quite a bit more than we typically pay for parking in Indianapolis. And so, knowing I had been overcharged, I took my ticket and receipt and walked inside the hotel to secure a refund. I approached the registration desk and explained what had happened to the woman behind the counter. She looked at me as if I had landed from another planet. Clearly, she was unaware that there was a parking garage attached to the hotel in which she worked, and was absolutely clueless as to what she should do about my problem. After a few moments, I asked if there was someone else who could help me. She went off and found someone who was aware of the parking garage. The second woman took my credit card and wandered off, despite the fact that they had several credit card terminals at the desk and a cash drawer. My $15 refund had to be processed elsewhere. At this point, I had invested more than 20 minutes for a mere $15 refund, and I was beginning to wonder if it was really worth the continued wait. But she had my credit card, so I stayed. She returned with lots of paperwork, my credit card, and a new ticket I could use to exit the garage. While I should have been grateful for her efforts, under this incredibly strange system, I was just annoyed. With lots of downtown parking, it is unlikely I will choose this garage again. So what are you doing to retain and gain customers? Are you answering the phone? Do you call back when a message is left? Are you sure not to screen calls to avoid customers? Do you give the correct information when needed? So here's your assignment. What about you? Are your systems designed to allow your front line to respond to customer requests quickly and efficiently? Do you know how to handle unusual situations and keep customers coming back? What do you do to keep customers coming back? According to Seth Godin, what once was considered incredible is now run-of-the-mill. The challenge to small business owners in a competitive market is finding new ways to surprise and delight your customers. Mary and Martha's in downtown Noblesville offers free gift boxes and ribbon for their gifts. Not only does it make life easier, it's a benefit not found at most gift shop chains. So here's your assignment. What do you do that is exceptional or surprising? If you can't think of anything, it may be time to work on your unique selling proposition. Remember, customers have choices, and they rarely choose on just price. One of the first really great marketers I ever worked with was Matt Michel. And although it has been about 20 years since we worked together, from time to time our paths do cross. Although he writes primarily for an audience of contractors, his opinions and insights on marketing are relevant for small business owners. In a recent post about a trip to Starbucks, he talked about the free cup of coffee he received when they were out of his favorite brand. He suggests that small business owners should adopt a similar strategy, and to do so, their regular pricing must be high enough to create a margin for customer service. He asks, do you charge enough that you can afford to make a generous gesture from time to time? He was using a Starbucks mug, and the clerk clearly knew he was a regular. Josh Bernoff argues passionately that you should go out of your way for regular customers. He says, if you're seeking word of mouth, you should know who your best customers are, and you should know them by name. You should be feeding them previews of your new products, asking their opinions of features you're considering, and finding out what they're thinking to help you build your marketing strategy. You should get testimonials from them, and you should provide a place where they can submit their own opinions so that others can see them as well. Ratings, reviews, possibly on your Facebook page, whatever it takes. Here's your assignment. Come up with at least 2 customers who can provide testimonials regarding your product or service. How many followers do you have on Twitter? How many friends on Facebook? Does it matter? When it comes to marketing, we often spend most of our time expanding our circles, growing our fans, and increasing the number of people who have heard of our brand. While it is important to grow the outer circle, it is important to take time to strengthen the circles you have. In a recent blog post, Seth Godin suggests we should spend more time taking care of our customers and letting them spread the word. Talking about this switch in emphasis, he says, great marketers don't spend their time making the first circle bigger. They spend all of their time crafting services, products, and stories that don't drop off. So, as you're looking at your marketing budget, be sure to set aside funds to take care of the clients you already have. Your assignment: identify your top 50 customers. In the last year, I have focused as much on marketing as public relations, with a real emphasis on strategy. Why? Because I believe effective marketing is not just a slick campaign, but a well-thought-out strategy which brings together the 3 M's: market, message, media. For marketing to be effective, these 3 elements must be in alignment. Market. No matter how big you are, you cannot afford to try to sell to everyone. Even if you have a large enough budget, the reality is that some people are more likely to buy your products than someone else. So begin by focusing on a segment of the market. Select a profitable niche and exceed their expectations. Message. Now that you have identified your customer, what do you say to get their attention? Think about what is important to your customer. What keeps them up at night? Craft a message which addresses their concerns, not what you want to sell. I once had a financial planner tell me that his customer wanted choices. I had a hard time imagining consumers laying awake at night worrying about not having enough choices. This was an important element to him, but not to his clients. Worries about retirement and college tuition, those were the top concerns of his clients. My advice to him: stop talking about choices until you have their attention. Media. In marketing, it's not just what you say, but where you say it. Ask yourself, where are your customers going for information? Select your media based on the ability to reach a large concentration of your target. To do this, you really have to understand your target. Your assignment is this. So what about your marketing efforts? Think about them and see if your 3 M's are in alignment.